Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Helen Mel. It's good to have you with us. Coming up this week, as the H7N9 bird flu is spreading in China, we'll look at what hospitals around the island are doing to safeguard the health of Taiwanese people. In China, Tzu Chi volunteers in both cities of Tianjin and Shaoxing are holding team gatherings to encourage more people to join Tzu Chi. And in Taiwan, Banqiao Tzu Chi volunteers are visiting care recipient Mr. Ling to help give his home a huge makeover. The increasing concern in Taiwan's tourism industry to the H7N9 flu comes amid the frequent travel between Taiwan and China. Between April 10 and 11, 8 suspected cases of H7N9 were reported. 4 cases have been now dismissed, while the other 4 are still under investigation. Hospitals under the Department of Health across Taiwan have conducted drills to ready themselves to safeguard the health of Taiwanese if need to be.
From noon on Wednesday, April 10th to noon of April 11th, the Center for Disease Control received 8 reported cases of possible H7N9 transmission here in Taiwan. However, 4 cases have been dismissed, while the other 4 are still under investigation. Hospitals under the Department of Health have been mobilized and are standing by with comprehensive quarantine plans.
We have conducted drills and reviewed our SOP, so currently we can inform members of the public that we are ready.
Of the hospitals under the DOH, 13 have been listed as disease control centers, with 232 negative pressure isolation rooms available to handle a possible outbreak of H7N9. 7 hospitals have been listed as second-line quarantine facilities.
If we can't handle all the patients, we send the overflow to hospitals with second-line quarantine facilities. I believe these established disease control centers can readily serve the needs of the general public.
With the H7N9 medical network that spans across the island, Taiwan's hospitals are on standby, ready to safeguard the health of Taiwan's citizens. With tourists coming and going, especially during the peak holiday season, Chinese tourists are also flocking into Hualien. And what concerns many is the possibility of human-to-human transmission of the H7N9 virus. Hence, the Hualien train station is reinforcing personal hygiene, with station personnel wearing surgical masks at all times.
We have to ready ourselves. If passengers show symptoms of coughing or fever, we will advise them to wear a surgical mask.
As travelers arrive at hotels, they need to go through a few checks first. Hotels are providing hand sanitizers and forehead thermometers to discern the health of their guests upon arrival. Hotels have also taken additional measures to disinfect their premises regularly.
We usually give it a wipe across, especially the telephone. We will wipe it from top down.
From the telephone, door handles to the remote control, the smallest items do not go unnoticed. Usually, diluted alcohol is sufficient for disinfection. However, as an extra precaution, hotels now use diluted bleach as the second layer of disinfectant.
We sterilize the telephone, remote controls, and door handles twice.
The same is done in the hotel restaurants. When a table has been cleared, it will be disinfected with alcohol first, and when the restaurant closes at the end of the day, a second cleanup will be done.
The second sterilization is done to make sure that the food products won't create a breeding ground for germs.
Faced with a possible outbreak of the H7N9 avian influenza, tourism service providers have geared up to tackle the virus without affecting the quality of their service. So to ensure tourists will have both a safe and pleasant vacation.
Around the globe, Tzu Chi volunteers and Tima medical staff regularly hold free clinics to help those in need. In Vietnam, a Tzu Chi free clinic was held at Na Bay district, while in Indonesia, the Tzu Chi Foundation worked in partnership with the Sinamars Group and served 1,316 residents in East Kota Waringin Regency.
With no bridges here, local residents depend on boat to travel to their destinations. The river is where their drinking water comes from, and the sunshine is their only light of the day. To help those with limited access to healthcare resources, the Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter, in partnership with the Sino Mas Group, is holding free clinics for 6 villages in the East Kotak Waringin Regency.
I feel very honored and happy because our residents get access to medical services provided by Tzu Chi.
Many are measured for their height, weight and blood sugar for the first time, while some residents seize the opportunity to ask for medical advice.
I'm very grateful to Tzu Chi and the Sino Mas Group for holding this free clinic for us. I hope to recover soon and get back to work.
Tzu Chi volunteers and team of medical staff travel on foot and visit each village to deliver their love and care to the local residents' doorsteps. In Vietnam, Tzu Chi volunteers gather at the capital of Ho Chi Minh City at 6 a.m. before traveling some 30 kilometers to the remote Nha Be district. As no charity group has ever held a free clinic here, it is the first time for many to take part in a Tzu Chi's event.
I am really happy. Meeting you volunteers is like coming across family. I have 7 siblings and now it's 9 and 10.
No organizations has ever come out here to hold a free clinic, so I'm really happy and I cherish this opportunity.
With such an opportunity hard to come by, residents arrive in the hopes of recovering from their illnesses. This 85-year-old grandpa is here to treat his disfigured ear, while this deaf-mute man was in a vehicle accident and has no money to put his daughter through school.
My grandma and grandpa have both passed away. Seeing them is like seeing family. They are all very sweet, so I want to take care of them. I feel great to be able to serve others.
Having treated so many patients, I'm a little tired, but seeing the patients' smiles and feeling their trust makes me really happy.
In one day, Tzu Chi volunteers and team of medical staff provide medical services to 316 patients, as well as 8 packs in hopes of bringing warmth and light to the needy.
Next, in China, Tzu Chi volunteers recently held 2 tea gatherings in the cities of Tianjin and Shaoxing. During the 2 events, entrepreneurs and volunteers shared the stories of their lives since joining Tzu Chi. One entrepreneur said Tzu Chi has helped him rediscover the true meaning of life and urged those in the audience to join the Buddhist NGO as well. Here's more. To encourage more people to walk the Tzu Chi path, Tzu Chi volunteers recently held a tea gathering at Shaoxing City, a city famous for its rich history and economic growth. Today, the tea gathering is joined by more than 200 local residents. Behind the success of the event is volunteer Li Xiaohong.
We hope to have Tzu Chi volunteers everywhere and establish a Jingsi Books and Cafe and a Jingsi Hall. We hope to spread Tzu Chi to all corners of Shaoxing City, just like our counterparts in Taiwan.
After her visit to the Jingsi Hall in Hualien, Taiwan, Li Xiaohong returned home, hoping to spread the great love far and wide. In fact, before meeting Tzu Chi, Li had already been caring for the needy in her hometown on a regular basis.
Every year she will go visit those that are poor and sick. She will ask friends to chip in and together donate money to those in greater need.
Also holding a tea gathering are Tianjin Tzu Chi volunteers who started off the event by introducing Tzu Chi's bamboo coin banks. On stage, an entrepreneur says that he realized that helping those in greater need is much more meaningful than earning money.
I've been participating in Tzu Chi events for the past 2 years, and it has made me realize the significance and simplicity of life. Tzu Chi helped me rediscover the true meaning of life, which is giving without expecting anything in return.
To inspire those in the audience to think good thoughts, a volunteer says that her trembling hands are the result of the bad karma she created in the past when she had an argument with someone on the bus.
We need to face obstacles and unfortunate events with a calm mindset. When we conduct our daily lives with this concept in mind, we will be happier and have fewer worries.
sharing their stories with those in the audience. Thanks to the volunteers, Tzu Chi's Seeds of Love has started to flourish here in the hearts of residents. The Tzu Chi Philippines chapter organized their quarterly relief distribution for care recipients, and to express their gratitude to the Buddhist NGO, local residents bring bags of collected recyclables with them. Second row.
Here at the Tzu Chi Philippines chapter, care recipients arrive for the quarterly aid distribution and also learn about Tzu Chi's humanitarian spirit.
Before the aid distribution, we must first pass on the Dharma to them and inspire the goodness in their hearts. We need to let them know that there are no religious barriers or politics here, and we are all equal.
As Tzu Chi volunteers inform recipients of the upcoming Buddha Day ceremony in May, they also pass on the message of filial piety through a short play.
When I was massaging, my heart was filled with love. This is the first time I willingly massaged my mother.
Or when I asked her to give me a massage, it felt like she was hitting me. It was painful, but now I feel really comfortable. She's like a professional therapist.
Love and goodness is not something that can be spoken, but needs to be inspired from within. Having received help from the Buddhist NGO, care recipients always bring recyclables to show their appreciation.
We hope that they will really change from within and learn to do good deeds and be filial to parents. I think what Tzu Chi is doing in the Philippines is following Taiwan's footstep. It is the same in the rest of the world. We are reaching out to those in need.
Surrounded by Tzu Chi's love and care, local residents cherish the help given to them and in turn pay the love forward whenever they can.
This is Tzu Chi's 19th year in the Philippines. Master Zheng Yan's teachings tell us to continue to give to society. So we have been carrying out disaster relief work, occasional training, and free clinics to help the locals. Furthermore, seeing that we are really giving selflessly has moved many to join our ranks. That's our biggest strength of all.
In its 19 years of charity work in the Philippines, Tzu Chi Foundation not only reaches out to the needy, but also inspires the hope of a brighter future.
In Brazil, the capital of Sao Paulo and Cubatão City experienced severe flooding in February. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers returned to Cubatão City for the third time to hold a relief distribution for villagers in Esperança.
Following the flooding in February, this is Tzu Chi volunteers' third visit to Cubatão City to carry out relief work. With assistance from government officials, volunteers arrive in Esperança village, a poverty-stricken area where villagers are already waiting inside a school building to receive aid supplies. As most of these residents lived in wooden homes, their furniture were destroyed by the flood waters and were in need of clean mattresses.
Our home is flooded, so I need a mattress for my daughter.
Apart from daily necessities, volunteers also handed out mattresses and cleaning tools. Government officials who were assisting the distribution were deeply moved by Tzu Chi's relief effort.
Regardless of skin color, size or financial status, even if they were homeless, we all had lunch together.
The flood victims called to say thank you.
In the wake of a successful aid distribution, volunteers also plan on holding a free clinic, which the school is happy to help with in any way they can.
What we want to do is teach them to help themselves.
Tzu Chi volunteers not only provide timely assistance, but also work to bring hope of a better future to those in need.
In Japan's Kanagawa Prefecture, Tzu Chi volunteers held a two-day exhibition at the Yokohama Museum of Art, in which volunteers put on a sign language performance based on the journey taken by Venerable Jianzhen to spread Buddhism in Japan. Despite limited space in the conference hall, the sign language performance still touches the heart of many.
I already knew about Venerable Jianzhen, but after watching the clip, I gained a better understanding of the hardship the monk went through to spread Buddhism in Japan. The performance by the volunteers was wonderful.
The DVD mentions Master Zheng Yan's spirit. She is truly amazing.
上人様のお話あってですね、大変素晴らしい方だなと思います。
The sign language performance not only inspired those in the audience, but also the onstage volunteers themselves.
After joining the sign language performance, I experienced the truth that with a determined heart, nothing is difficult.
At first, I didn't put much thought into it, but after I realized that we would be performing, I started putting my heart into every practice.
Thanks to the Tzu Chi volunteers here in Japan, the two-day exhibition not only attracted many local residents, but also spread the Tzu Chi spirit far and wide. In Taiwan's New Taipei City, Banqiao District Tzu Chi volunteers recently spent a morning at Tzu Chi Care recipient Mr. Ling's house. Mr. Ling has been living alone since his father passed away some years ago. As he's not able to look after himself, volunteers not only deliver meals to Mr. Ling, but also gather to clean up his living environment. Let's take a look. This is the home of Tzu Chi Care recipient Mr. Ling, who has been living on his own since his father's passing years ago. Over the past few years, Mr. Ling has been relying on the help of the borough head.
In the past, I gave him money to purchase bread, or I will buy noodles or lunch boxes for him, but I don't do that anymore.
Due to his foot injuries, Mr. Ling cannot look after himself. Upon hearing of his plight, Banqiao Tzu Chi volunteers have started providing Ling with meals on a daily basis. The volunteers' kind gestures have slowly earned them the trust of Mr. Ling.
After his father passed away, he has been living on his own. He doesn't go out to look for food. Sometimes he will go find food at the nearby school, or sometimes go to bed hungry.
Other than delivering meals for Mr. Ling, today more than 70 Banqiao Tzu Chi volunteers arrived at his home ready to clean up. The volunteers work hand in hand, moving out all the furniture, fixing doors and windows, and even pruning the trees in the garden.
With so many volunteers helping out, the place was spotless in no time. I am very happy to have had the opportunity to contribute my share.
Seeing his house clean and tidy once again, Mr. Ling is all smiles. The volunteers also thoughtfully prepared clean bed sheets and an electronic boiler as gifts.
You have to get your foot and hand problems checked. And after you recover, you can join us and practice recycling. After becoming recycling volunteer, your health will be better too.
Thanks to the Tzu Chi volunteers, Mr. Ling's house is clean and tidy once again. The volunteers also promised to assist him in getting medical treatment and most importantly, be by his side in the years to come. Moving to Myanmar, we joined Tzu Chi volunteers as they continue their efforts to help impoverished students. This time around, they brought scholarship recipients to a local care center and an orphanage where students were given the opportunity to care for the needy. Let's take a look.
Scholarship recipient Thierry Mahan can relate with these orphans as she herself was abandoned by her parents. Understanding the pain of being alone, Thierry Mahan does her best to offer care and warmth to these children.
My grandparents were strict with me since my childhood, so I hated them for a long time. Now I have decided to be an obedient child and study hard.
Seeing these orphans who nevertheless always look on the bright side of their misfortune, the scholarship recipients realize that they are actually truly blessed.
Now I am looked after by my grandfather, so I will take care of him when I grow up.
Visiting the disabled, these scholarship recipients realize how blessed they are as they are still capable of helping the less fortunate. As well, the determination of the disabled swimmers who will take part in the Southeast Asian Games have inspired them to keep pursuing their dreams.
I have parents, but they don't live with us. Thankfully, we still have Tzu Chi by our side, as well as my grandpa and other relatives.
After these scholarship recipients witness what true poverty means, they start to cherish the blessings they possess.
In China, Tzu Chi volunteers in Shanghai pay regular visits to the Yichuan No. 1 nursing home located in Shanghai's Putuo district. At a recent visit, volunteers celebrated the 100th birthday of one of the senior residents. The son of the cemeterian says that his mother's secret to long life is a vegetarian diet, plenty of exercise, and keeping a positive frame of mind. Here's more. Wearing fresh flowers on her head is Grandma Zhen, who turned 100 this year. Helping her celebrate the special occasion are her family and Tzu Chi volunteers. Zhen's son says the secret to his mother's good health is keeping a positive frame of mind, as well as two other factors.
She likes to exercise and she doesn't eat meat.
Showing that she still has plenty of spunk left in her, Grandma Zhen blows out the birthday candle with no problem before thanking her guests.
Bless you all. I will pray for your health and happiness.
Also in attendance are the nursing home's other residents who join in the laughter and song, showing that despite their age, they are still young at heart. In our next report, we meet Chiu Yiru, who is an assistant professor at the Tzu Chi University in Hualien. To cut down on his water usage, Chiu has set up a rainwater system at home and encouraged his students to join him in cherishing these precious resources. Flowing out of the pipes is recycled laundry wastewater, which can be used to irrigate plants and is also eco-friendly.
The pollutants in the water will be absorbed by the organic matter, and the microorganisms in the soil will break down the pollutants.
To better conserve water resources, Chiu Yiru, an assistant professor at Tzu Chi University, set up a rainwater recycling system in the attic of his house. Through pipes, rainwater is collected into these water tanks that will later be used when flushing the toilet or irrigating plants.
If everyone could collect rainwater at home, it means everyone will have a small water reservoir. Collecting rainwater can prevent flooding, and if a natural disaster happens, everyone will have water to use also.
Chiu Yiru says he hopes to inspire his students to cherish water resources and reminds everyone that only with a habit of saving water can we live a sustainable life. We go to Beijing, China at the end of the show. Tzu Chi volunteers and staff members at the local Jingsi Books and Cafe set up a booth at the annual Pantao Temple Fair to remind participants of the importance of practicing recycling. We will leave you with these images. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.